Hola, bandidos, bandidas. Mi nombre es Juan Hermano, aka JPH. These are the 5 things that you need to learn in your 40s.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Reinvent yourself. I believe it's time for you to do some complete makeover in your 40s, or at least if you're already in your late 30s, then I guess it's a fun thing to do. I have to reinvent myself. Why? Because I just felt that I need some new perspective on things. I wanted to be self-centered again. Self-centered in a sense that I should give more attention towards myself, honing my craft, presenting an image. If let's say if you're a businessman or if you're an artist, if you're a content creator, then obviously you have to work on a certain image. And mind you, one thing that's really difficult out there is to brand yourself, okay? Personal branding. So in your 40s, I guess it's the best time, or probably it's not even too late, no? But you gotta start somewhere, okay? If you wanted to reinvent yourself, maybe change a hairstyle, maybe a change in the matter of the way you talk, you dress. I suggest you create a logo for yourself. Or you don't have to be famous in order to rebrand or reinvent yourself. You're doing it for you because, let's face it, warenta ka na. You don't want to spend the rest of your days, mind you, that's already 20 years from now, you'll be in the retirement stage. Stop pretending to be someone you're not. So, why? Because it's really pathetic to just be yourself. It's a little bit sensitive, but I also need to address it. Our brothers and sisters out there in the LGBT XYZ community, if you're already in your 40s and you haven't came out of the closet yet, please do so. Okay? Your happiness is not a crossword puzzle. Well, I believe that it takes a whole lot of braveness and integrity as a person. You just came out and admit it. Okay? Nothing's wrong with that. Okay? So do that. I know there's a lot of you out there. Kitang-kita ko yan, guys. Stop that shit. When I say shit, vices. Bisyo mo. I had my own fair share of being the hard rocker and the rebellious young artist way back in the 90s. I had my fair share of alcoholism and taking hard drugs in my life. As time passes on, pag nag-mature yung tao, obviously, you outgrow certain things in life, diba? So, I just don't get it why people, and sad to say, I have a couple of friends na medyo, they're still stuck into that dark place. Okay? So if you're still doing, let's say, crystal meth, for crying out loud, you gotta up your game this time. Diba? Baduy. Sobrang baduy. Tapos may pamilya ka na. Or let's say, you're compromising your career or your job. Sayang. Oh yeah, and one more thing. You just have to let some things slide. Pasensyahan mo na lang siguro yung mga konting bagay. Let's say when you're driving and then someone cuts over you or someone's just being a total douche on the road, just let it slide. Long gone are the days na basagulero ka or yung the ninja boy that you just have to have this strong outlet of machismo. You can really prove to anyone else out there na you're this tough guy. I think you need to change that mindset already. Okay. dress your age. Please. Ito maraming guilty dito. I used to be guilty of that as well. And from time to time, I slide. Okay, but as much as I can, I really, I'm slowly adapting to dressing appropriately, at least when I go out. And, I was at the grocery, and then someone tapped me on the shoulder, and when I looked back, I couldn't recognize the guy because ano siya, he was all made up. I mean, he must have came from the office or some event, and I was just in shorts that time, and then sleeveless, and as you notice, I'm also moderately tatted, So he was very polite, and he was calling me sir. You still remember me? I don't mean to be rude, pero sinabihan ko talaga, I don't mean to be rude, but I couldn't remember. And he told me, I used to be your trainee back then, when I was still in Convergence. So yeah, we chatted for a little while, but as soon as we parted ways, it hit me na, gosh, I should have set an example for that person. And here I am at the grocery looking like some, drug dealer. I advise you revamp your closet, your choice of clothing when you shop, most especially the ladies. If you're already in your 40s, so tama na siguro yung mga tipong mga revealing na clothes or mini skirts and the shorts. Diyos ko naman dahil. Not only that it's not that pleasant to see, but people will always be skeptical. And if you're a married person, then obviously you have to be sensitive towards the people associated to your partner, diba? It's not about you anymore. Kahit sabihin mo sa sarili mo na, well, dito ako masaya, dito ako ganito, I'm just being me, diba? You need to put your best foot forward. Siguro naman by this time, alam mo na kung paano ka mag-mix and match. So yun lang. Huwag kang baduy kung 40 ka na, at least. I'm not saying na maging pala heart evangelista, or it doesn't have to be really branded. Just dress appropriately. Okay. If you wanted to be treated like a king, okay, then don't dress like a peasant, or dress like a king. Bring romance back. People just don't believe in romance anymore. I just wish we could bring back the days wherein we write love letters and dedicate songs on a campus radio, or let's say the telebabads, the missed calls, diba? Reinvigorate flirting. Okay, I'm for the lack of a better term, siguro. And I'm speaking as a single person. Okay, so if you're fond of flirting and if it doesn't work, move on to the next. Simple as that. Okay, stop chasing people around. Okay, there are a lot of fishes in the ocean, mind you. If you're also married, then it's one way of rekindling your passion towards each other. Okay, so bring romance back. Okay? Don't be afraid to say I love you to your significant others. Kasi there might not be any chance for you to say it. Just say it. Okay? Notice how they beam. Okay, whenever you say the magic word, I love you. And the last on the list is enough with the office drama. or just quit your job if you hate it. Okay? If it's giving you a hard time. I know they say if you're already in your 40s, it's not so ideal if you keep on starting all over again. Pero if that kind of situation, let's say if your boss is giving you a really tough time, okay, it's not good for your well-being anymore. It's draining you, not only physically but mentally or emotionally. Then just go, leave. When I was still employed, I had this tendency kasi na to really stick. Yes, of course, medyo I'm rough on the edges, no? But I am a very loyal person when it comes to employment. Given my track record, I was with Convergys for about 10 years, and then I had several stints in some other contact centers right after that. Based from my previous experience, I happened to work with a boss that has a very strong personality, and we just couldn't meet right in the middle, or in as much that I really tried to connect. That ship has already sailed. So I just one day I just took a deep breath, and I was like, this drama has to stop. And then I quit. And then ayun. That's it. Naging masaya ako. But contrary to the previous blog that I posted, these days, hold your horses muna. Kung wala masyado magpapadala sa emosyon, kung habaan mo pa yung PC mo. Because these trying times is not the perfect timing for you to be really sensitive. Okay, maging manhid ka sa mga panahon na to. Okay? Pero pag hindi ko talaga kaya, just walk away. Walk away. But be sure the proper transition. Be professional enough. So let's have the proper exit. People, no. Remember, okay, those people also will give you feedback, okay, to your next job. So dapat talaga, as soon as you leave the company, okay, make sure that you are in good terms with that company. And our Spanish slang of the day is papi chulo. Okay. Papi is daddy in proper Spanish, and then chulo is actually pimp. But since it's a slang, okay, it can be used as an adjective daw, for someone who's really pretty or cool or nice. Okay, so if a chick calls you a papi chulo, then you are a stud. Puto amo. So there you have it, mi amigos, mi amigas. Those were the 5 lessons that I learned in my 40s. Okay. Why I'm doing it? Because in a couple of days I'll be 41. So medyo I'm in the state of the birthday blues, and despite all the trying